People have been calling for a Cupertino housing crash for more than 10 years, and they keep being wrong. And now, with tech money and AI paychecks all around us, this market is even harder to read. If you don't understand what really drives the prices in Cupertino, you can wait too long, price wrong, or miss your window by years. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the real forces that control this market in order of importance. It's not just Apple. It's the mix of tight supply, top schools like Lynbrook and Monta Vista, tech wealth, and buyer psychology. By the end of this video, you'll see why this area doesn't crash the way people expect, and how to use that to make a smarter move, whether you're buying or selling. If you already know you want to buy or sell around Cupertino and you want a custom plan, there's a link below where you can reach out to me directly. No pressure, just a conversation. Cupertino is one of the most supply-constrained markets in all of the South Bay. Most of the land is already built out with zero low-density homes. You don't see big open fields waiting for thousands of new houses. On top of that, the city has had a long fight with the state over adding more housing and has struggled to hit state housing goals. Even when new projects get approved, they add a small number of homes compared to the total demand. Here's what that means in real life. When demand jumps, there is no easy way to add more homes. Inventory gets tight, buyers pile onto the same handful of listings, and prices move up fast. When demand slows down, you don't see a flood of must-sell homes hit the market. Many owners just hold, rent, or wait it out. So instead of sharp price drops, you get fewer sales, longer days on market, and more quiet price cuts on the weaker listings. This creates a price floor. Cupertino usually doesn't crash, it pauses. So if you're waiting for a 30% off sale like a normal cycle, you may wait through an entire rate cycle and never see it. If tight supply is the floor, something else has to be the constant pressure pushing from above. That's where schools come in. Cupertino sits in one of the top school ecosystems in the entire country. You have Cupertino Union for many of the elementary and middle schools, and Fremont Union at the high school level. With schools like Lynbrook, Monta Vista, and Cupertino High all ranking near the top of the state, Lynbrook in particular, on the San Jose and Santa Clara side, is one of the highest ranked public high schools in all of California and has been featured in national rankings for STEM. Because of that, parts of Santa Clara and San Jose that feed into Lynbrook or other top Fremont Union schools behave a lot like Cupertino on pricing. Families do not treat these areas like a nice to have. They treat them like a non-negotiable. You see people buying earlier than they planned just to lock in a school path. You see people stretching their budget to get into a specific boundary. You see people accepting smaller, older homes because the school is the main goal. Even when rates jump or tech slows, parents with school goals usually don't say, we'll just move somewhere completely different. They adjust on size or condition before they give up on the school. That's why you see strong demand, not just inside Cupertino city lines, but also in the Lynbrook area of West San Jose and Santa Clara that share these school districts. These buyers don't vanish when the market gets harder. They may bid slower or negotiate, but they are still in the game because they're not just shopping for a house. They are shopping for a school path and a future resume for their kids. So we have a hard floor from low supply and a constant pressure from school-driven buyers. Now, let's add a third layer, tech money. Cupertino has long been tied to Apple, with high-paying jobs and RSUs feeding into the housing demand. But now you also have Nvidia in nearby Santa Clara and a wider AI boom that has created a new wave of high-income, stock-heavy buyers across all of Santa Clara County. These buyers earn strong salaries, get huge stock grants, and sometimes see sudden jumps in wealth when stock hits certain prices. In practice, that looks like buyers who can write large down payments and cover any appraisal gaps that might come up. It looks like offers with few or no contingencies. It looks like people who can buy before they sell, so they're not stuck waiting to list their current home first. When AI and chip stocks run, you often see more aggressive offers in school-heavy areas like Cupertino, because that's where these buyers want to plant long-term roots. Even if countywide inventory rises a bit, The very best school pockets still draw multiple offers on the clean, well-priced homes. Apple keeps demand steady. Nvidia and AI money add speed and force. When the broader market cools, this area doesn't float down. The next wave of well-paid buyers often steps in to grab what comes on the market, especially in top school zones. But numbers and jobs are not the whole story. There's one layer that quietly shapes how people act in this market. Over time, Cupertino stopped being just neighborhoods and started to look in people's minds like a safe asset class. For many Bay Area and overseas buyers, this area is in the same mental bucket as a blue chip stock. Not cheap, but stable, scarce, and trusted. They believe that as long as tech, schools, and supply stay the way they are, this area will hold its value better than most other places. This belief changes behavior. Owners here tend to hold for a long time. They are slow to sell at a discount. Some would rather rent out a home than take a big price cut, especially if they think the market will bounce back. Buyers are also more willing to look past short-term noise if they think, hey, I can land Cupertino and I'll be okay long-term. So even when headlines are negative, that belief leads them to hold through rough patches, which prevents fire sales. That behavior keeps prices more stable, which then proves the belief right in their eyes. Put all four drivers together, and you start to see why this market doesn't act like the rest of the Bay Area. Here's a real order of what drives the Cupertino market. First, supply constraints. There's very little land, and slow new building creates a hard floor for the prices. Second, school districts. Top schools like Lynbrook High School, Monta Vista, and Cupertino High create permanent school-driven demand. Third, tech wealth. You have Apple and Nvidia right there in the neighborhood, and the broader AI and tech sector add bursts of high-power demand when stock and bonus cycles hit. Fourth is psychology. The safe asset mindset makes people hold instead of panic sell, which keeps any drops very shallow and recoveries very quick. If you miss this order, the market makes no sense. You'll look at interest rates or one headline and think prices have to fall. So when someone asks, is now a bad time to buy or sell in Cupertino? The better question is, compared to what? Compared to a normal city with lots of land and average schools? This area plays by different rules. If you wait for Cupertino to behave like the rest of the market, you may sit on the sidelines for years while prices pause instead of crash. The upside is this. If you understand the real drivers, you can time your move within the system instead of fighting it. You can choose when to be aggressive, when to be patient, and where it makes sense to compromise on size, condition, or the exact street. If you're interested in learning more about this area, I help buyers and sellers in this market all the time. And I have great insights into what the market's doing and how to anticipate and use these 4 things I outlined. So please reach out below. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.